Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google, hook better leads. HookAgency.com.
Day one, it was just shockingly different.
They did such a great job.
Extremely happy.
I have a salesperson that works 24/7.
We've worked with a lot of different agencies over the years, and I think we've found, just like most people in this room probably, that they're extremely frustrating, really annoying. Tim and his company is just light years apart from anybody we've ever experienced.
Better leads.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I am talking about guest posts today, and guest posts are one of the biggest and easiest ways to create backlinks to your website very quickly. And so I'm going to show you exactly how I would do that and these different options for doing it. And it's not that hard. You could do it manually, and I'll tell you just a little bit about how I would do that. So if we pull up our website, it's the one that we're working on is Johnny Appleseed Tree Service, which is a hypothetical company. And I'll kind of show you real quick how I do it manually, and then I'll show you how to pay for it, because that's easier, way easier. And it's probably one of the biggest things that makes you go up in Google's ranking. Google does tell you not to do this, but you know what? It really works. So I'm a pragmatist. I do what's practical. I do what works. Whether or not the authorities that be tell me to do that, I'm not going to go through all that right now. But the point is, you should do what's best for your company and get backlinks through guest posting. So this is the hypothetical site that we're working on, or it's a real site, so we'll see how this ranks. But if I was to try to find something that I could guest post pitch, it might be like a industry website. So let's go ahead and just go Tree Service Magazine, different pages. So you could go look at these different ones that are out here, turfmagazine.com. And I would go to one of these, and I would find where you can write a blog post for them, if there is an option for that, right? Looking around, do you have any contact us? That type of thing. Editorial offices. What do they got? I'm looking for maybe how to write for them. Let's see if we can find one. And if we can't, we're going to go back to we're going to go back to Google and look again. We are doing all of the secrets I can possibly give away regarding SEO. So I appreciate you guys. Oh, there we go. Advertise, contact us, reprints, digital editions, contact us. Okay, so it'd be like this. Editorial department. Who's the real director? Hey. And then I would go like this. I'd click this, and I'm not going to share my whole screen, or maybe you know what, I need to. But you also need to pull up what their most recent blog posts are. So more turf trouble for Super Bowl. This is so funny. Landscape Mastermind, protective insurance for brands, Project Evergreen, so on and so forth. I'm looking at what they like, what they like publishing stuff about. And then I'm trying to match the vibe, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to give them similar content ideas to what they already like putting out here. But I don't want to step on their toes by saying something that they've already talked about. So now that we kind of get a vibe for what they've got, I'm getting some ideas about what I would pitch them. You could also use ChatGPT. Hey, we're using ChatGPT all the time, almost every single time in here. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say, these are all the articles on this website. Let's try it. Give me some ideas for what types of articles they would like. These are all the articles and some excerpts for this website, what are 5 ideas for articles I could pitch them that aren't product reviews, because I'm not going to go out and buy these products, that they might accept as a guest article. Boom, I'm going to put all my stuff in and let's see how this goes. Man, this is easier than when I was a kid, because I used to do this manually. This is so funny. Okay. This is beautiful. Look at this. It's coming up with a bunch of titles. So, man, I used to do this manually, and I didn't even think to use ChatGPT until just a second ago, because I'm addicted apparently to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, okay, write this as a down to earth, quick pitch with all 5 titles as bullet points. To the editors of the webs of, what is this website? Is it Turf? Turf Magazine. Editors of the website Turf Magazine. See if they'll let me write one of these for their website for free. There we go. So let's see. Bang, bang. We're doing it. Guest article submissions ideas. I feel like that might not be the best headline, so we're going to try something else here. And then I'm going to present the whole screen. Stop screen, present, share screen, entire screen. Bang, bang. We're going to go like this. I'm going to do it like this. I'm just putting free article from real person passionate about Turf Magazine. And I do want to just make sure that this feels good right here, right? So I'm just kind of getting a little bit of the formatting here in place. It may not go through. Trying to make it a little bit more personal, and we're pressing go. So that's the manual version. Now I'm going to show you how to pay for it. Okay, so this, generally, I'm not doing this all manually. There are ways to do this quickly, though. If you wanted to pitch a bunch of people, Outreach Ninjas is something I've used before. So I'm going to stop the screen there and do share screen. Okay, so Outreach Ninja is what I've used before. Essentially, what it does is it allows you to look for a bunch of websites at once that match your criteria. So if you said, I want there to be 10,000 people on this website a month, and that type of Ninja Outreach, excuse me, is what it's called, Ninja Outreach. And it allows you to go in and find different, just making sure this is still the same thing, because I haven't used this in a while. This might be a little different than what it used to be. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I should. Pitchbox was the other one that I used to use. I haven't done this in a while. I'll be real with you. Influencers. Both of these are options. Okay, Ninja Outreach and Pitchbox. You essentially put in criteria and then you write an email and send it to 100 people at once. That's essentially what it is. And it is obviously, like, as a person receiving it's a little bit annoying, so you have to be creative in how to create these blog posts, or like these pitches to put a blog post on their website. And to be clear, the reason that we're doing this is because we need more links to our website that will help us show up higher in Google. And please feel free to interact with this, ask questions, etc. But ultimately, if we get more links from our website back to our website with real sites, we're going to get more traffic from Google, because each one of those is like a vote in Google's algorithm. So as long as we understand that, I'm going to get into the next thing. So I showed you how to do it manually. I showed you how you could do it at scale with Pitchbox. And now I'm going to show you how to just pay for it from these different websites. So you can buy guest posts through places like Authority Builders, the Hoth, Outreach Mama, or SureOak. These are just 4 examples of places to buy guest posts. What I will tell you is there's a lot of websites out there on the internet that allow you to buy guest posts that aren't good. So don't just type in buy guest posts or go to Fiverr.com and say buy guest posts, because a lot of them are bad and could even be toxic for your website. So the best guest post options out there are going to be from websites that aren't known for selling guest posts, which is really weird, but it is a real thing that you're trying to do. You're trying to get guest posts from people that aren't known for selling guest posts, which is odd. But the higher end guest post services, and I'll just kind of pull one up here, like share screen, like Authority Builders is one example. So you could register. I'm going to log in. And I'm going to add a new site. They will allow you to essentially get guest posts from lesser, like websites that aren't known for that, right? So when you're doing this, you'll want to put in your website. I'm going to put in johnnytreeservice.com. Only display English sites for this website. Let's see, business entrepreneur. I want to go as specifically as possible. Specific as possible here. Home and garden is probably what we're going to choose. We don't want to choose loose categories because we ultimately want it to be as tight as possible. Request custom list. We're looking for tree service, lawn and garden, and green related blogs. Ideally tree service. Oh, that's pretty specific, so that's going to be pretty hard. So let's say we want a DA equals domain authority. I'm just going to say 40 or above. Ideally 1,000 traffic or above. Quantity, I'm looking for like 3 or maybe 2. Budget per link is maybe like $200. This is what this costs. Okay, so let's see. We don't have a blacklist for this because we don't really have any backlinks yet. You could upload all of your current backlinks to this, or Yeah, I think that's usually what it'd be used for. So don't sell me a link that I already have. The funny thing is, this is I'm giving everything I can away. This is literally secret sauce type stuff to get more traffic to your website. Like, I'm not even supposed to be telling you about this. This is like SEOs. We talk to each other about this, but you're not supposed to know. Okay. But this is what works. It's links and content. And one of the easiest ways to get links is guest posts. I also like what's called niche edits. So just know that there's something else called niche edits. I think that there's in here. Let's see. So there might be niche edits on this website. We're also going to show you one other one. Real quick, I'll do it. I'll kind of come back to this in a second. But the other options out here are the Hoth. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Once again, it's kind of a la carte. And there's link insertions. They call it link insertions here. There's guest posts. I will say the guest posts from the Hoth. What you don't want, and this is why the ones from the Hoth are not always the best. Sometimes it's very clear that this website was spun up for the sole purpose of linking. And when you do that, Google is likely to catch on. So this is the tough part. The more that this company scales, like the Hoth scales, the worse their links generally have gotten. Now, on the other hand, they are very good with link inserts. And it's basically just the fact that you can buy them so easily, and they do work. So I would look at this, like you could do some link inserts here, or at least one maybe. Maybe we do one link insert. But you can get guest posts on the Hoth, or you can do link inserts. And link inserts, also called niche edits on some of these places, is linking from a blog post that has already existed for a while. So it's essentially an aged article and they're going to link back from there. So this might all seem weird to you, but as long as you understand it, that each one of these is a vote for your website, these pages have more authority, and because they've been around for a while. And that's why this is going to be something that we purchase today as well. Okay, so we've got the Authority Builders one, and I'll kind of just talk you through the little bit of different business model of Outreach Mama. I'm going to see if anyone's commenting and asking questions. Nope. Okay, so Outreach Mama is another one. So link building, what they do is essentially at Outreach Mama, it's a little different. And I do like the way that they do this, which is they do manual outreach, or at least they say they do manual outreach and guest posting. And what they do is they curate lists for you. And it is a relationship with them. So they'll essentially send you a spreadsheet with ideas for the links. And then they will essentially, excuse me, I was trying to see if I had any of these lists that they've made before. So they will essentially get you a spreadsheet, and you get to choose which sites you like and whatnot. And they do manual outreach. They probably already have a lot of these relationships in place, but it is a little bit more manual and curated. Thus, it is a little higher quality. So we've talked about Authority Builders, buy links, guest posts, and we've talked about the Hoth, where we might do link insertions. We've talked about Outreach Mama, where they do a little bit higher quality guest posting through manual outreach. And the last one I want to say is SureOak, which is another example of a little bit more manual, custom link building, and they are premium. And each link is somewhere between $250, $350. The higher amounts if you do less of them, or higher quality. but they essentially, you give them criteria. What I would say is try to get links over 30 domain rating or domain authority, and ideally 40 domain rating and domain authority. And you might be curious, hey, what should I be linking back with? Because in these cases, you have the option to choose what you're linking back with. And what it does matter what you link back with. So the first couple links, like we've kind of done in the previous exercises on YouTube, if you haven't been following along, is we have been doing a lot of brand, linking back with the brand. So in our case, we'd go to johnnytreeservice.com. We'd link to that, and the link would say Johnny Appleseed Tree Service. Now, other things, I'm going to just kind of walk you through the types of anchor. This is called anchor text. The types of, thank you, Chris. Chris says you're grinding today. Man, respect. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So the types of things that you link back with are, one, brand. It's essentially what would people naturally link back with? We got brand. Then you got the URL. URL is something you can link back with, and it matters to diversify them. You don't want it to all be brand, all be URL. Then you might do something like a exact match keyword. Like in our case, we're trying to rank for Eau Claire tree service. So we might link with that. And then you might link with, like, let's say you link to a blog post. That's a great thing to link to, especially if it relates to what you're trying to rank for. So let's say 5 things to look for in a tree service company. You link to that blog post with the exact name of the blog post. So 5 ways to choose a tree service company. So now you've got kind of a diversity of places you're linking to, and you have a diversity of the types of links. And then you might link to interior pages with the brand. That's another thing that I strongly recommend. Interior pages with the brand, or the blog post with the brand. So you can see how this does take money and time and effort, but ultimately these are things that SEO companies are charging you for, and you could do yourself. And in the ability, I mean, like, I believe we know what we're doing, and I'd love to work with you on this if appropriate. But in the meantime, why not get some of these to season? I like to season the website. It's like, you know how a pan is on the, like a cast iron skillet is on the stove, and then you don't wash it in the dishwasher because it's seasoned, and you want it to really get all those flavors going. And SEO takes time. It takes seasoning. It takes, like, ideally your website should be out there and have links to it, and then time should pass. That's how you get authority on your website. So even though you're looking at these things and I'm showing them to you and you're saying that's money, it's either do it yourself a little bit, or it's pay an agency to pay it for you. And I certainly would love to be that agency, and it's hookagency.com, but you could do this yourself too. SureOak is another place where you can do a la carte links, and they are similar to Outreach Mama, where they're very curated and high. I feel like they're high quality links, and they're pretty good deal. $250 to $350 for actually good links. Each one is a very good deal. Now, if you're spending $100 on a link, or 50 or 25, trust me, I've done it. I've spent so much money on bad links, and essentially the point is almost like just get less of them, and get some high quality ones, because the ones that you're buying for super cheap on Fiverr or other places, they're not good. Either do it manually or spend a little bit of real money on them. Otherwise, it's going to be trash, and it's not going to actually help your business. It actually might even hurt it. And I mean, I'm saying that's real. That's real. I've done this before. You really have to focus on quality with link building. It's not going to do much for you just to you can tell I've done this before and wasted money on it. So I just don't want you to do that. Don't get really cheap links. It doesn't do very much. It literally, you just are spending money and they're getting money, but it's not quality. And I mean, that's real. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so I kind of talked through the types of text that you'll want to link back with. I've given you the 4 places I would potentially buy guest post: Authority Builders, the Hoth, Outreach Mama, or SureOak. Should we go through with a purchase here just to like get it done? Here, okay, let's go through a couple purchases, and then I'll give you one final warning on this because it can be bad. All right, site categories. We're looking for show search filter categories only. We're only going to do home and garden, and we're going to do, I think I just want to do traffic is like decent is kind of the point. Really, that's all I care about. But maybe DA is above 35, 40. Okay, I just told you have to do quality, so I better abide by that. Search for sites. Windows, food-based, pest control, home decor, home and real estate. So they're not showing us the real, here I'm going to zoom in a little bit. They're not showing us the real domain. They're just giving us some basics about it. Home buyers and sellers is about home, interior design, ecology. Ooh, I like this one. Ecology-based recyclable items, because we have a kind of a green website. Johnny Appleseed is kind of like a plant. It's basically like trim one, plant one is our gimmick for the tree service. Let's see, what sustainable buildings, sustainable green building projects, green bandwagon. Let's do this. Buy now. Would you like to choose your own title? Link anchor text. No, I don't care. Oh, sure. You know what? I will. Can we change the title? Yes. We're going to do a couple. I think I'm going to do Johnny Appleseed Tree Service Eau Claire. So what I'm doing here is a mixed. It's like brand plus keyword. Tree Service Eau Claire. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing a mix here. And that's a common thing that I do. So I get the brand in there. We already have some pure brand ones. So I'm doing both. Article title. Five green trends in tree service for 2024. I'm going to add like 250 words. Do you want to provide your own content? No. Drip feed links? No. Submit to cart. Are you providing authority links for your content? No. Drip feed is required. Okay, 1 to 5 days. Submit to cart. Next. Submit order. Bang, bang. So you guys see this has a monthly traffic of 4,000 people to it. So it's a real website. I think that there's pretty high quality stuff on Authority Builders. It's only 219 bucks. There we go. Processing the order. Okay, so there may be a follow-up email or some item, and then you pay once the blogger has accepted the article. All right, so now we're going to do one more thing. We are going to do a link insertion on Hoth. So I'm going to do a 45 plus domain rating is what DR stands for. And we're going to do one link. It's a fairly new website, so we actually don't want to flood it with links. In general, that would look suspicious. I'm not saying I've never done it before. I'm just saying it's not ideal. Once again, for those of you just joining me, link insertions are a one second. Am I showing my screen? Okay. Link insertions are old blog posts that we're getting links to, or getting links from. So it's not like you're publishing a new blog post on a website. They're putting it into an old blog post on a website. And that's good for us because links grow in authority over time. Target URL, boom. We're going to do, thinking about brand, but I think this is our best link that we're going to get. We're not spending a ton of money today, so we're spending basically $450 or something. So in this case, we're going to do the biggest thing that we're trying to rank for, which let me remind myself of what it is. I'm going to do it by looking at what my meta title is because I'm trying to remember. One second, I'm just pulling up the website. Eau Claire tree removal. Okay. Eau Claire tree removal is what we're trying to rank for. Boom, boom. Confirm inputs and start order. All right. It's on its way. How easy was that? So I know that we can do this manually, and I know how to do it manually, but it is cost effective and time effective to do it through one of these services. Sometimes it really depends on your situation. What I would also potentially do, I mean, for real, like I think that like there's a few other link building options out there. So I'm so tempted to do some other quick link building things. I want to crank this website. I'm just going to tuck this into this. We're going to do what's called a Hoth Blitz. I actually like this one. And I'm not going to say this is the highest quality links, but hey, I need some links to this website. What would you like to name this order? So Hoth Blitz is like it's classic. And it's quick links, and they're basically like PBN sidebar links. So it's on a homepage of a website that was built for the purpose of getting links to it. It's not pure as the driven snow white hat SEO. SEO often is, they talk about it in terms of like white hat and black hat. And this is probably a little bit more like they've run up these websites just for the purposes of getting links. But I'm going to do it because ultimately I don't just want to show you guys stuff. I want it to rank as soon as possible on this website. So I'm going to do this. What would you like to name the order? Johnny Appleseed Tree Service. One time. Next step. So essentially we'll be spending about $750 today. And we'll be getting about 7 links. So I think that's fairly cost effective. I don't know if I should be really recommending this one, but I'm going to be real. I've done it before and it does work. So I'm going to do it. home and garden. We want to link to different places on the website. So in this case, we'll say Johnny Appleseed, brand variations, home and garden. Let's do one more homepage link. We're just going to say, we're going to do Johnny Tree. Let's just say tree service. So I'm doing a small kind of exact match. And then let's do home and garden. But let's go for some of these interior pages. So we have a couple service pages out here, I think. Eau Claire tree trimming service. Eau Claire tree. I'm not showing you guys. Sorry. We're doing Eau Claire. We're kind of getting some links here from Hoth Blitz. Eau Claire tree trimming service. Johnny Appleseed. I'm going to do a branded one, Johnny Appleseed tree service to an interior page. And then I don't have any blog posts out on this website yet. But that's what I would do next. If I had blog posts out, I don't. You know what? That's what we're going to do next time. We are going to do a blog post. How I would do it. Tree removal. Johnny Appleseed tree removal. And then we're going to do one last one, which is tree care. And honestly, on average, I would probably be linking more often to these blog posts and to less like what would be called a money page than I would, because it gets a little obvious. Now, we're really at the beginning of this thing. I think that this is potentially a little dangerous, but ultimately we're kind of trying to jumpstart this thing with some like heart paddles. You know what I mean? We're trying to go, trying to get this thing going. So this is why I'm doing this. I might drip them out. Let's do every 3 days. Johnny Appleseed tree service. They're telling me that this can boost the authority of a secondary property. I will say this, is if you have a very built out website already and your SEO is good, I don't know if I'd waste time with this. This is kind of a quick hitter, and it's a little bit dangerous, but basically this site has almost no traffic. So I am doing this because I need some links. Johnny Appleseed. What is this one? Tree care. Next step, confirm and start order. Boom. So that's how I would do that. If I'm real, that's how I'd really do it. I'm oversharing probably. We'll see how it works. Do you guys want to see how this thing's ranking so far? So we did guest posts, we did a niche edit, and we did the Hoth splits, which is dangerous, but we're doing it. All right, let's go to Ahrefs and see how this thing's ranking so far. I think it's like barely ranking. So that's why we need to get links. We're like 2 months in, and you could do all this very like quicker than I'm doing it, but you see we have 30 backlinks so far. We've got guest post links, we've got a press release. We've got, see what I'm talking about with the anchor text. We've got URL, we've got branded, and we've got random. So URL is just johnnytreeservice.com, right? Branded, Johnny Appleseed Tree Service. And then random is visit website, right? So we got a nice natural mix going so far. So our ratios will be heavy on brand, random, and URL, which is ultimately what we want before starting to mix in some of these exact match keywords ones. But the exact match keywords ones are sometimes the ones that are going to really crank it up. If I look at what we've got for traffic so far, we've got 8 keywords. We've got almost no traffic. The 8 keywords that we've got are Eau Claire, Wisconsin Tree Service. We're on page 3, I think. Yeah, page 3. It's gone up in 13 in the last month. Appleseed Tree Service Eau Claire. So you can see how this is starting to take shape, although we're very early. And I think what happens a lot of times is people that are doing SEO by themselves don't have enough track record or faith that this is going to work. And so they stop. However, I've done it so many times now and have projects like this that it works. It just takes being relentless, and it takes being consistent, and it takes putting out a good chunk of content and links. And what we've done so far is nothing. We still need to do this for 2 or 3 more months. We've done it for 2 months. We need to do it for at least 2 or 3 months more before we start ranking for above some of these competitors. And that's what a lot of people will not do on their own. So half of the time, what I feel like I'm doing is we are like almost like an accountability partner. If you work with Hook Agency, we're an accountability partner because a lot of people just don't have enough track record and to have faith that this process will work. And a lot of SEO companies will say that, but they don't have the track record, or they'll say that, but they're not taking diligent, consistent, aggressive action on your behalf. So ultimately what you want is somebody who has a track record for companies like you. We do home service businesses, and that they're consistent and aggressive and show you all the work that they did. That's Hook Agency, hookagency.com. Otherwise, keep following along on the series. I'm going to give you everything to possibly rank for your site. And I hope it's useful to you guys. I hope it's different than a lot of people that just try to sell you instead of giving you as much information as they possibly can. Trust me, if you're diligent and consistent with content and links, and you have a decent website, you will start to rank. You just got to choose your keywords wisely. And so keep following along. I appreciate y'all. Please give this a like, give it a heart, and comment if you get a chance. And I appreciate you guys. Keep following along. Next week, we're doing blog posts on the website, and I'm going to show you different ways I would do that and exactly the key things to focus on when you're doing blogging. 95% of blogs have 0 traffic. I'm going to show you how to avoid that next week. See you guys.
Day one, it was just shockingly different.
They did such a great job.
Extremely happy.
I have a salesperson that works 24/7.
We've worked with a lot of different agencies over the years, and I think we found, just like most people in this room probably, that they're extremely frustrating, really annoying. Tim and his company is just light years apart from anybody we've ever experienced.
Better leave. Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google. Hook better leads. HookAgency.com.